What exactly has been going on at Fosseway Lane? Coming up in part 1, we take a quick look at the other side of Fosseway Lane. The volunteers build a gabion wall. Some 120 steel sheet piles are delivered, and that needs a big crane to move them, all in readiness for the Waterway Recovery Group summer camp. It's been a few months since the successful opening of Darnford Moors Ecology Park, but while that section may be largely complete, there is so much more to do. While planning permission for the Gallows Reach section is still pending, attention has switched to Fosseway Lane. To put Fosseway Lane into context, it is about half a mile from Falkland Road and Old Lock 19, and about 150 yards from Lock 18. The towpath wall here has been restored in previous years. We now need to line the embankment with steel sheet piles and improve the approach to the bridge. On the other side of Fosseway Lane are the ugly third flight of locks, 17 to 13. They are said to be in good condition, but they have been filled in, and the land is in private ownership. We asked Derek Lord, the planning trustee for LHCRT, if there are plans to continue further.
Our focus has to be on getting into Lichfield, and at the moment that means that apart from the works that are going on at Fosseway Heath at the moment, we're not looking to do any further work for the next few years. But what we do is we liaise with landowners, make sure that the line of the canal is protected. If landowners want to sell the land to us, then obviously we would try to buy it, but we're not expecting to do anything on the ground there for some years yet.
So, since we can only do at any particular time what we have permissions and money for, work began in April by making repairs to the original wall at the entrance to the Fosseway Lane bridge. The next task is to create a sloped path from the road down to the towpath using gabion baskets with a stepped wall on top of them. The path from Fosseway Lane needs to be wide enough for plant and equipment to access the current site in Lock 18, so we will fit a 10-foot gate as well as a pedestrian kissing gate.
The gabions and behind the gabions is going to be the new path down to the canal towpath.
All right.
And as we lower the height of the gabions. So it's extreme right, we've got 2 full gabions. The next 2, we've got 3/4 gabion on top. The next 2 will have a half gabion on top, and so on until we get down to the wall here.
Oh, right.
The canal wall.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to infill it, put brickwork on top, infill it, put handrails on, and tidy it up against the fence,
right.
I suppose. I haven't prepared the base there for the next one, so
right, okay.
I'll just carry on with the
I've
half.
got to do the top one then.
Yeah.
So we've got bricks at the face and then it's filled in with rubble.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of rubbish.
This pipe here, Paul, goes all the way up to the road.
All right.
It's the road drainage, but it's blocked at the far end, so...
Okay. We've got one up here then. Yeah. No, 4-1 please. That's me one as well. Thank you.
I have to come this way first and then you can straighten it up when I've got the spiral in.
Yeah.
It's a fiddly job, isn't it?
It is, yes. It saves a lot of time making little ties and what have you. I'll get that one down.
Can you pass me a full one and I could spread it down? Thanks you.
Full one.
I want a full one here, please. That. Rule we've got to read. Some adjustments here.
Where's
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's going to be 3/4 ones, on half. What are you filming the wall?
Accident report.
Yeah, I was dragging you some away. Don't go on about accidents, whatever you do.
What's the bit of pipe for?
Handrail. Handrails, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of forward planning for a change.
Same system they use down Campbell Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've copied them.
Sure they won't mind. Okay.
The canal wall has to be
A little bit this level.
reshaped to go round the edge of the the outside edge of the gabion. This part here will duck down and then come back on itself at a lower level, so it's a sort of Y shape.
Without us saying anything controversial. That won't work.
You've already got that on film, yeah.
So
Okay.
the idea is it's steel sheet piles here, and I've said basically a piece of 4x4 timber,
Round the
and he
edge.
bolts that into the side here.
Yeah, the issue we talked about as well is if these aren't exactly parallel,
So not,
we're going to have a problem with the tamping. So
yes,
we're
but
going to
it's
put
parallel between here
Yeah.
and there. So he can tamp that way,
Yeah.
because this is square on, this one's square at the back,
Yeah.
so he can tamp to about here, and at that point it goes from 8.18 down to 8.17.
Yeah.
So there's just a tip here,
Yeah.
and I've said 8.17, 8.16 is the pile.
so it'll drain as
So
well.
it will drain. That's
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah,
feeling.
exactly.
Yes, you do,
And
but you don't want to
that's the level, and I did draw a quickie cross section. You've got between 8.18 there and 8.22, which is the deck.
Yeah.
So there's about 250 of structural deck. So by the time you've got between that and that, that's 400. So there's enough room to have at least 100. There's about 75 mil of grout we can put underneath the base plate. A bit of tolerance if this doesn't quite come right.
Yeah.
We've got that right, and then they can shim that to exactly the right
Shim
level.
that and then grout underneath.
And then we can grout underneath, and we've got that right.
Yeah.
So I think that all works. And on the other side, what I said was basically is about 80. Go there, do a structure. We need a structure.
Well, you joined us here at Fosseway Lane. Now, what we need to do here at the moment is to strengthen the embankment on the off side of the canal with steel sheet piling, which are being delivered here today. And later on, there'll be a massive crane to lift those piles again and lower them into the bed of the canal, so the work team can get on with the job when they come here for a couple of weeks.
Having them on the floor, it's just because obviously when I strap them, it pulls them together, and if he pulls them together, I can't get the straps around them to get them off. But also, if I leave the gaps without putting the blocks in, when I tighten up the straps, they slide in, and the strap, as I'm driving, and the strap.
Thank you, Bob. I'll look forward to seeing the crane on Friday.
Come back on Friday.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
The crane is needed because of difficult access. All covered by the 28-page method statement and risk assessment.
Timbers by the time we got to that stage. We're running out of timbers by the time we got to that stage. If you can't get those little ones down, don't worry, we can chuck them in the dumper, but because they're not fixed together.
The first category of train. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
And you're going for that radius for now, are you?
yeah, well, yeah.
All that lot there, okay. Is that side. All this side, that side. And where it comes down.
By the end of July, the gabions were installed and filled, the wall was well advanced and the handrail fitted. A top row of blue bricks on edge topped out the wall, laid by master bricklayer Rick Walters so as to get the finest finished appearance. The gates had been installed and the team were working on finishing the path surface.
Good morning.
Oh. The warm one this morning.
Ah.
But I will mention it to...
It's only the old one.
The scene is now set for the Waterway Recovery Group to hold a 2-week summer work camp here, something they have done for us many times.
Well, the Water Recovery Group is made up of a gang of itinerant gang who go from site to site of their own free will and often pay for themselves to help groups like ourselves to actually undertake the serious hard work. And this year they are setting up what they call their summer camp. They're not actually camping, they're in a local hostelry, so that they will be here for a couple of weeks to do this work, and hopefully they'll complete installing these 120 something piles in that time.
Join us in part 2 to find out if the Waterway Recovery Group can get all 120 piles installed in just 2 weeks. Subscribe to the LHCRT YouTube channel for more updates on progress, and to see what has been achieved so far.